So contents of configuration BPDU. Total we have a 12 contents here. We'll go one by one. Protocol ID. 2 is version. 3 is type field. 4 is flag field. 5th is root bridge. 6 is cost. 7 is designated bridge ID. 8 is designated port ID. 9 is max is timer. 10 is forward delay timer. 11 is message age, and 12 is hello timer. Hello timer is 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds. Yeah. And a root bridge ID that you know very well. I think in the out of 12, you know only the root bridge ID or BPDU means hello timer. That is your BPDU packet. I'll let you know what is that. That is which is by default 3 to 768. 768. This is the in out of 12. We'll discuss one by one. Protocol ID means which protocol? Either it is spanning tree, either is RSTP, VTP. Means which protocol is means a type of protocol. In the sense, is type of protocol. Type of protocol. The means of this type of protocol. Version is that's protocol version. Which version we are running here? Okay. This is a normal version of. You can say which version we are. Okay. That is the version. And third is type field. Simple. It will show it's a mistake one here. TYPE. Type field means he is going to show you either you are running BPDU packet or TCN BPDU packet. Means it will show either it is BPDU means configuration BPDU or TCN BPDU. It is running BPDU or TCN BPDU. Okay. Flag field I will explain you later. Root bridge you know very well because already we discussed about that. This and this and this. Okay. Cost. Discuss about the cost here. Cost. Cost already defined by IEEE. IEEE standard है. These are the predefined. These are the predefined cost for every links. Whatever cost is there, that is predefined cost for every link, which is defined by IEEE. This is the one organization IEEE. Okay, this is defined by each and every links. I'll also discuss here. Number one, if you are using 10 Mbps, if you are using 10 Mbps link, then cost 10 Mbps means simple. I'll let you one more things. Means it is a Ethernet link. Ethernet link. The cost is 100. It's a default. The cost is 100. If you are using 100 Mbps link, and this is a fast Ethernet link, the cost is 19. If you have a 1 gig means 1000 Mbps, 1000 Mbps, then it is a gig. It is a gig. The cost is 4. If you are using 10 gig, when 10 gig means 10,000, then 1000 Mbps means 10 gig. Then we have a cost is 2. This is a predefined cost by the IEEE standard. This is the means of cost. Okay. One more thing is here. Suppose we have a two switches here. Okay. In the between two switches, and this is the 1000 Mbps. But we configured it actually. If we configured, if you configured this one as 100 Mbps, then cost is going to change. By default, it is 1000 Mbps. Okay. But I will change I will make a changes in the interface. Then it is become a 100 Mbps, and that cost is it is going to change. Okay. The, the cost is going to change. How it will? I will explain you. Don't worry. So any question in here? Before moving the before moving the other designated bridge, just I will say you. I'll tell you here the TCN VPDO. I wanted to give before that TCN VPDO. In TCN VPDO, we don't have a 12 contents. So contents of TCN VPDO, we don't have that much. Contents of TCN VPDO. So just we have a three contents. First one is protocol ID. Second one is just version, and fourth one is just type field. Nothing else. Just we have a three things here. So whatever we are discussing in that configuration, we do the same things which will be here only. So now the station VPDO. Okay. The cost. Let me explain the cost where it will start counting. 1, 2, कहाँ से काउंट होता है कैसे होता है I'll explain you. 2, 3, 4. Just example. 32768 plus 0A. I'm adding MAC address also. 32768 plus 0B. 32768 plus 0C. This is the priority. Switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3. Switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3. Okay. So what will happen? Type, I'm typing note here, one here. Root bridge always root bridge always generate the zero cost BPDU. BPDU. Zero cost BPDU. It means suppose this is 0/1. This is also 0/1. This is 0/2, and this is 0/3. Sorry, 0/1. Okay. If it is a fast Ethernet link, suppose this is a fast Ethernet link. Fast Ethernet link cost we have a 19. It means this is also the 90. This is also the 19. This is also the 19. And this is also the 19. So we have a fast Ethernet link. So cost is 19. Okay. The just I took example. कॉस्ट जो फास्ट इथरनेट लिंक रहेगा उसका 19 कॉस्ट रहेगा. ठीक है, हमने 19 कॉस्ट यहाँ पे ऐड कर दिया, यहाँ पे ऐड कर दिया और यहाँ पे ऐड कर दिया. ओके. ओके. And one more note for outgoing interface. For outgoing interface, BPDU will not add the cost. BPDU will not add the cost. Okay. Outgoing interview means if you start from here, so always generate the zero cost. According to the scenario, this is the root bridge. This is the root bridge. So he is going to generate the zero cost. Okay. Outgoing interface will not add the cost. BPDU will not add the cost outgoing. So when you enter here, the packet will reach here, then cost should be 19 only, because this cost is going to add. Again, if you are exiting from the switch 2, then when you reach to the switch 3, then cost should be 19 plus 19 equals to 38. Because outgoing interface cost, it is not going to add the BPDU, but incoming, it means this one means you outgoing from here, in here, out here, in here. This is going to add the cost. So if you reach into the switch 3, the cost should be 38. Cost should be 38. Next one is designated bridge ID. It means sender bridge ID. Means sender bridge. Designated bridge ID means sender bridge ID. So bridge ID already we know that. What is the bridge ID? Already it is in this switch. So if you start from the switch 1, I'll explain you bridge ID. What is that here? Already we discussed about the bridge ID. Bridge ID is priority plus MAC address. So this is your bridge ID. This is your bridge ID. This is your bridge ID. Okay. If the BPDU packet we are going to send from here, so this is the bridge ID is going to take carry. Same packet, if you the packet is reach, जो भी frame reach करेगा यहाँ पे, again switch 2 is going to send, then who is the sender bridge ID? This is their sender bridge ID. Means जो भी switch भेज रहा है वही sender bridge ID होगा. ये हमारा sender bridge ID होगा. ये हमारा sender bridge ID from switch 1. This is the sender bridge ID from switch 2. This is the sender bridge ID from switch 3. अगर ये further किसी को भेजता है तो that is sender bridge ID. That is called your designated bridge ID. Okay. Next one is sender port ID. Designated port ID, sorry. Designated port ID. Designated port ID, nothing. This is only the sender port ID. Sender port. Designated port ID means sender port ID. Sorry, it's E. Sender port ID. Designated port ID means sender port ID. Okay. We'll discuss about this. Sender port ID means each and every port has STP port ID. STP port ID. Let's discuss what is a port ID. Port ID means port ID, STP port ID means first one is priority plus interface number. Priority plus interface number. Priorities, default priorities 128. It is always 128. And port number is, suppose you have a fast Ethernet 0/1. Suppose you have a fast Ethernet 0/1, then port IDs become a 128.1 because your 0/1 is going to add in dot equals to port ID. Suppose if the port is 0/2, if the port is fast Ethernet 0/2, then the port ID would be 128.2. Whatever the port number is there, it is going to add into the after priority and dot port ID. Spanning tree port ID. This is the spanning tree port ID. Then this is your priority as well as your interface number. This is actually your port ID. You will add the interface number as well. Okay, let's discuss the port ID and all. Can create a topology here. Here. This is switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3. Switch 1, switch 2, switch 3. 1, 2, and 3. Suppose this is the 0/1, 0/2, 0/1, 0/1. Okay. This is the cost is 19. This is also the 19. This is also the 19, and this is also the your 19. Okay. The bridge ID is 32768 plus 0A, 32768 plus 0B, 32768 plus 0C. So this is your root bridge. As per the scenario, this is our root bridge. This is our root bridge. Okay. When the BPDU is going to send, suppose switch 1 is going to send the BPDU. Just suppose switch 1 is going to send the BPDU. In this, they are going to add bridge ID. What is it? Bridge ID. Then they will add cost. Then they will add designated bridge ID. Then they will add port ID. So now the bridge ID is 32768 plus 0A. Cost is 0 because it is going to send from here. Designated bridge ID is same 32768. Designated means sender bridge ID plus 0A, and port ID is 128.1 because the port is going to calculate by ID by this. Okay. The same packet, when it will come into the switch 1, if switch 2 is going to forward the packet, then what will happen? Bridge ID means he's talking about the root bridge ID. Then bridge ID is 32768 plus 0A. Cost, it's become a 19 because he's going to add the receiving end cost. Then designated bridge ID is 128.1 because this one is going to add dot 1 means this is also the dot 1. This is also the dot 1. And whatever the Sorry, not a designated. This is the port ID. This is your port ID. This is your port ID. Port ID. And what about the sender bridge ID? Mean designated ID here. Designated ID is designated bridge ID is 32768 plus 0B, because now this packet is outgoing from this switch. So sender bridge ID, this is your sender bridge ID. This is your, sorry, sender bridge ID. It's a designated bridge ID means sender bridge ID. Sender bridge ID. If it will reach here, if he's going to send that, then they will add the cost is 38 and sender bridge ID is this. And if the port number is 128, port number is 0/2, it is going to add the 128.2, nothing else.